What's up, guys? This is Kalo, and normally I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming, but we are here today on this special episode of The Cutting Board to give you our predictions for the illustrious Xbox Game Summer Showcase featuring Redacted. More on that later. But before we get into all this showcase predictions, I'm joined today by Connor and John from the website. Why don't you say what's up?
What's up?
What's up?
All right, we got a lot to get into. Xbox, I think, as of late, has been the subject matter of a lot of bad in the gaming world. And we got a showcase. Surprise, June 9th. I want to get right into this. And am I going to lead with this? Might as well. Gears of War. Let's start off hot. Let's do it. The Coalition has allegedly been cooking up this game for quite some time. It's gonna be a true next-gen experience. People have been hyping this game up to unreasonable levels. I want to pass it off to you guys first. John, what are we thinking for Gears of War?
Yeah, Gears of War 6 is an easy one. That one should be. All the rumors are saying it's going to be here. It's been since 2019, I think, that we had a Gears game come out. The Coalition has been helping a lot. It's been helping a lot of other studios under the Xbox Game Studios umbrella with Unreal 6, Hellblade 2 most recently had a lot of help from the Coalition, making sure that everything was running there. So yeah, Gear 6 is an easy one. I'm not particularly I like the Gears games. I've played most of them. It's just not a franchise that I get wowed about, but I totally understand that there is a dedicated fan base there still. So yeah, it seems like a perfect time for them to announce that. I'd probably guess that'd be out next year.
Connor, how about you? What are you thinking about Gears of War?
Um, yeah, like John said, I think it could be an easy thing. I was really big into Gears of War when I was in like middle school. I played 1 through 3 in like a month. But I haven't played 4 and 5, but I've heard that fans enjoy them. Gears of War, I think at a time was second only to Halo. It was huge on the 360. Um, Whereas Halo has kind of become more divisive over the years have gone. I think that Gears of War has kind of stayed steady in that it's fine. And I haven't really heard any bad things about it. So I think that if Gears of War 6 can be better than fine, if it's like a great game, that really may bring a lot more people back to the franchise and just back to Xbox in general. So yeah, I could definitely foresee them doing Gears 6.
Now, a quick little add-on to all this. There were also rumors of this Marcus Phoenix collection of Gears 1 to 3, kind of like the Master Chief collection. Is that a possibility here too? Or is that too much?
I mean, it's a possibility. I would imagine if they're doing that, another studio is remastering them. Because if I'm Xbox, I want the Coalition to be 100% focused on Gear 6. We are still looking for that definitive Xbox exclusive experience, the blockbuster game. So yeah, it's possible. Not necessarily something that gets me excited, even though those are great games, because you can already play them. There's already the remastered version of 1, and then you can play the 360 versions of 2 and 3. Remasters would be nice, but it's not something that I'm particularly looking forward to at the moment.
All right, Connor, what is one of your predictions for this showcase?
Prediction that I want the most, more than anything else, is I want more news on Fable. Fable, the announcement trailer came out in like 2020. When I was a kid, I loved the first Fable. I mean, I'd go home and I'd play it every single day. No, I believe it's the developer behind the Forza games that's doing
Horizon.
the Fable remake. Oh, Horizon. Um, I'd really like that. I'd like to see what they do. I'd prefer a story that's kind of separated from the first three, just because I don't know. I'd want something more fresh. but I really liked the Fable games, and I'm really excited to see what they would do. And I just think that, right now, some of their other stuff like Halo should, I don't know, let it sit on the burner for a bit. Don't bring out another Halo for a while until you what you want. I think that Fable might be the perfect game just to put out in the next few years. So that's what I want the most, Fable.
John, what are your thoughts on Fable? Because
Yeah.
this is a game for a while. When talking about Gears, for a while for Xbox, it was Forza, Halo, Fable, and Gears. Those were the four. But yeah, Fable, I think, should get a gameplay look, potentially.
Yeah. Yeah, we got the cinematic reveal last year, so 100% it should be set up for a gameplay reveal. Yeah, Playground Studios, the makers of the Forza Horizon games, are the ones making this, and I have very big expectations for this. This has been the game I've been looking forward to the most over the last 4 years or so. Yeah, I expect big things from this because I absolutely love Fable 1, 2, and 3, especially 2. Yeah, I am really excited to see what they do with that. I think we'll get a full title reveal. I don't think it'll be just called Fable. I don't think it'll be called Fable 4, but just something different. We'll see. Yeah, I am. That is the game for me at this showcase that I want to know what is going on. I need a release window, like down to the season. I don't need the particular day because things move, but give me like spring 2025, something like that.
That's fair. And that brings me to our next prediction. John, you got something wild for us?
Well, Fable was the big one, but going off of that, is it time for Clockwork Revolution gameplay?
Oof.
I don't think so. I don't think it will be here. But instead, State of Decay 3. This is another game that was revealed a long time ago. Another game that I'm very excited for. I love the first 2 games. Really, all we know about this game is that they're bringing in zombie animals with the zombie deer from the reveal trailer. Other than that, we haven't heard a thing about this for 3 years, I want to say.
Just about.
It is time for Undead Labs to show us something for that game. Like, what is going on with that game? When can we expect to see it? I would love to see Clockwork Revolution, but a thing with all these Xbox announcements lately is that they show this game that's very exciting, and then it goes into hiding for forever.
Perfect Dark, I'm looking at you.
Yeah, I think Clockwork Revolution will be like that. But State of Decay 3 is one that I have circled on my prediction calendar.
Tied into that, I've heard rumors that, of course, Clockwork Revolution, but also South of Midnight, those are 2 games that people are saying are closer to being done than we assume. So, maybe another trailer, kind of?
With Xbox's track record, I want to see both of them. I really do, but with Xbox's track record, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, that is the key here. Now, some quick housekeeping. It's not one of my predictions, but I want to give you the full showcase here. The DLC wave. I'm looking at Starfield, Shattered Space DLC. I think that's more than a lock here. And then I'm going to assume now they're going to start flexing that Activision Blizzard muscle. Diablo 4 seasonal content. I think it's there. I'm just saying it to say it at this point. But yeah, Starfield is the major one heading into the fall. I'm excited for it. I did enjoy Starfield, and this DLC will only add to that.
Yeah, Starfield DLC is an easy one. Diablo 4, what was it called? Something of Hatred?
Something like that.
I can't remember what it's called. That one's an easy one to be there. Just to kind of go off that, my second prediction would be that we start getting Game Pass announcements for Blizzard PC games specifically. So I am talking Warcraft 3, StarCraft, and even potentially the very big one, World of Warcraft, included in Game Pass. That if you have a Game Pass Ultimate subscription, you also have a World of Warcraft subscription.
All right. I we could do a whole other video on Game Pass because there's a lot to talk about there. But real quick to squeeze these games in, Indiana Jones, I think, another lock to get gameplay.
That's the game for Xbox this year.
I'm taking all the layups with this. I like to leave the chance to you two. But Avowed, a game I want to see more of. I like it. It's going to scratch that Skyrim itch. Hopefully I can put it down. I found myself playing it the other day and was like, hey, this game's old. I've played it a lot of times. I need something new. You said State of Decay 3. And then, of course, Fable. Long shot here being Elder Scrolls 6. I know it's far off. I know, but I gotta at least say it.
I mean, yeah, that is a prediction. It's not happening. 100%. Todd Howard, if he's at the show, it's going to just be focused on the Starfield DLC.
Yeah, I can only hope. But Connor, you got another prediction for us?
Well, I wanted to talk about Indiana Jones and Avowed, but you kind of checked those boxes off. Specifically Avowed, because we haven't seen a lot of that. So, that'd be interesting. I had Bethesda. While it would be great to see Elder Scrolls 6, like John said, it's not happening. It might be more likely. I know that we talked about in the next Fallout, when's the next Fallout game coming out, Cutting Board, we talked about possibly like a remake or a remaster of an old Fallout game. With the Fallout show being so popular, I think that may be more likely. Like here's Fallout New Vegas remastered, or here's Fallout 2 remake or 3 remastered. But obviously I'd like to see Elder Scrolls 6 most of all, because once that gets out the door, then we can finally start the 10-year long journey for Fallout,
Oh yeah.
5 or whatever. But no, I'm looking for a lot of stuff from Bethesda, because I want Fallout 5 and I want Elder Scrolls 6, but yeah.
I have a little section in my notes where it's like me being selfish here. My personal picks, call it what you want, the Kalo certified picks here. Activision Blizzard games going to Game Pass. I think it's done here. And then just Phil Spencer, you talked about it out loud, and normally that means it's coming. I need a new Banjo game. Banjo-Kazooie, please. Right. He talked about it, so it's gotta mean something. I think Toys for Bob kind of... No, that was Crash and Spyro. That's another teaser.
That would be one hell of a pick, though. I think Toys for Bob would be perfect for a Banjo-Kazooie remake.
I just need a new Banjo game, new Banjo content. Don't give me nuts and bolts, even though I did enjoy that hot take there. But yeah, I need a new Banjo game. I need something like that.
100%, if you go the Banjo route, you start by remaking the first game, because that is the darling of the 90s. That is the game for that series. You bring it back, you pretty it up. You can play it already with the remaster version of the 360 game. But Toys for Bob would be a perfect pick there. They just went indie, and they do have a agreement with Xbox to use their stuff, so they could still make Spyro. I would love a Spyro 4 being made from them. That is actually probably the game I would prefer, because I love how they handled the remake. I love how they did Crash Bandicoot 4. But I would not turn down Banjo-Kazooie remake one bit. That's one of my favorite games of all time.
All right. Connor, unless you got another prediction here, I think we all know what time it is.
I don't have another prediction about a specific title, but I wouldn't be surprised if they came out and said, this title is gonna be ported to the Switch or to the PlayStation with Sea of Thieves and Hi-Fi Rush.
I think that you would probably save those for Nintendo and PlayStation showcases.
Yeah.
Like they did the previous one. Like we heard Phil Spencer announce that some were coming before they were announced the other day or earlier this year, but that was because the leaks came out and everyone was up in arms, and it's like, yeah, this is happening, but we have partner agreements. We can't come out and say which ones. you're probably going to get the same thing there that the Nintendo Direct would announce something like that. You wouldn't see that at this Xbox showcase.
Yeah.
That's like a weird thing, at least, especially given how bad Xbox has been in the press. Going out there on stage to rabid fans already and saying, like, hey, here's this game going over to PlayStation. People will boo Phil Spencer right off the stage. But this could be the saving grace here. It's redacted time. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 officially revealed to the world. It's coming. We don't know if it's Gulf War, but let's just assume.
It is Gulf War.
I like that tweet they put out recently. They're like, GG's to everyone who guessed. It's like...
literally everyone guessed that. So, yeah.
Even if you're not a fan of gaming, you're like, yeah, there you go. We got a potential release date of October 25th. Again, it's going to be on Game Pass day one. I kind of want to get your thoughts, both of you, on this, because I've been very half and half on this. Normally I'm for Game Pass, whatever have you, but when it comes to Call of Duty, I don't know. John, what are we thinking with Call of Duty on Game Pass day one?
I'm for it. Hey, I'm a Game Pass subscriber. I'm for it. It's, you know what? There's just so much going on in the gaming industry right now. Xbox is 100% gung ho on Game Pass. Like, they're showing that. If this ship is going down, they're going down with it. So this is either going to be a massive driver for their subscriptions, like they're hoping it is, or it's going to be, we're going to see some massive changes in the future. I do also think, though, that we might get some Game Pass updates here. Maybe I think they might go a tier model for games like this. So they can still say, oh yeah, every single game under the Xbox umbrella is day one on Game Pass. But if you have the tier 1, you don't get Call of Duty. You have to go up to like the tier 3, which is probably like $10 a month more, something like that. So that's what I could definitely see happening.
Connor, what are your thoughts on this redacted showcase? I'm going to keep calling it that because, hey, that's what they tied their ship to.
Not really that excited. Call of Duty is weird because I'd like to really like it, but I just don't. It seems like with Modern Warfare 2018, they had something that everybody really, really loved. And, you know, I think after that it was Vanguard. I don't know, but with Modern Warfare 2 and 3, it seems like they went the opposite direction. I thought that when they had acquired Activision, Xbox had said that, or maybe I heard wrong, that Call of Duty games would take a little bit longer before coming out. And I honestly think that's the best idea, because it seems like every time one of these games comes out, everybody doesn't like it, but they still play it. I don't know. It's like they're playing it out of hatred. I don't know. I'm not a huge Call of Duty fan, but I haven't seen people within the Call of Duty community too happy with Modern Warfare 3, especially, or Warzone. I think it would have been better just for them to let it sit. And I'm hearing rumors that Black Ops 6 may have Warzone involved, which people I've seen are especially upset about that, because I guess this new Warzone is more for Modern Warfare. I'm not sure. I haven't played a Call of Duty game in God knows how long. But I don't know. I like Black Ops more than any other Call of Duty storyline. So I'd like to enjoy it, but I'm just not super hopeful that it'll be anything worth playing. And I know that sounds mean or rude, but it's just how I feel. I guess I'd have to see a little bit more.
I'm gonna say this. I'm probably gonna regret it upon release date, but I think this has to be. It has the chance to be the best Call of Duty we've gotten in a very long time. The only reason why I'm kind of saying this and trying to be optimistic here, developers, ever since they kind of said it's Black Ops 6, have been tweeting about saying, hey, I've been play testing it for 2+ years. Grant you, I know they're employees of the company. They're kind of obligated to say it's going to be a good game. But Modern Warfare 3 had a dev time, correct me if I'm wrong, 16 months. They kind of said it was supposed to be this added, glorified DLC to Modern Warfare 2. So I think just given the time frame this game has allegedly been worked on, it might give us that little bit of like polish that we need. I don't know. Am I naive for saying any of that?
Not really. I mean, this is the first time we're seeing a Call of Duty game with an extended development cycle. This game was delayed so that they rushed out Modern Warfare 3 so they could put more time on this game. So there's definitely reason to be optimistic. It's also being made by Treyarch. Treyarch is my personal favorite of the Call of Duty developers. Yeah, no, you can be optimistic about it. If anyone went into this thinking that Warzone wasn't going to be attached, I'm going to have to ask them to open their eyes to the last 4 years, because Warzone is one of the biggest Call of Duty things right now. Of course, that was going to be integrated into it. Yeah, I just think I'm excited to see it anymore. I just play Call of Duty for the zombies, and Treyarch is the best at making zombies in Call of Duty. So I'm excited for that. That is the thing that I am looking forward to here. I know they're gonna mostly focus on the campaign and the Warzone and the multiplayer, but if they're making its own like Starfield Direct like they did last year, I expect to see a lot of zombies here too, and I'm ready to see like what is the big iteration this time around. I really hope it's not like the Modern Warfare 3 zombies that they recently put out with the MW3. But where do you go from Black Ops Cold War with zombies? Like, we've had a couple iterations that aren't really great in my opinion. I'm ready to see like what is the next big step for that mode.
Real quick, it was rumored, I know it's not zombies, but the campaign might be kind of, sort of open world. I assume it's going to be like Halo Infinite. I'm just tying my speculation to that. I know people don't play Call of Duty for the campaign. It's for the multiplayer, it's for the zombies, and now Warzone. But 45 minutes is a long time, and that's what the Starfield Direct was, around 45 minutes. That's a lot of time to cover your bases here. And let's be honest, they're going to do Call of Duty Next, or whatever that event is they hold over the summer. They're going to do the whole multiplayer bit there. Probably say, hey, this is the, like, what was that thing they did last summer where they said it was, like, the gun progression thing? And that pissed off everybody. They're going to drop something like that. But I want to see the campaign. As much as I want to see multiplayer and zombies, I kind of want to see what they're doing with this campaign. There's been a lot of tweets circulating about missions and stuff like that. But for the most part, this is the most excited I've been for a Call of Duty in a very long time.
Yeah, you're probably right about the Halo Infinite comparison for the campaign. It's probably something more like that, kind of like Far Cry, where it is a little bigger. MW3 started going in that direction. It wasn't as expansive or good as the other ones. I reviewed it and I did not like it one bit. We will see if they can improve that. Like I said, more development time. There's a chance that it is. Yeah, Call of Duty is always one of those. The campaign is always one of those things where I'm like, yeah, I'll play it, but it's not something that I'm gonna go back through and just like do everything on. But I'll play through it and enjoy it one time.
Connor, any more thoughts on Call of Duty, or are we just, it's gonna be there, it's a monolith, that's what it is?
I guess for me, it is what it is. Just comes out every year. Again, I'm not trying to sound like a jerk or anything, but I mean, I will say this about Black Ops. The Black Ops storyline has some of my favorite characters and moments in the Call of Duty franchise. So if they can pull off the campaign pretty well, then sure, I'd play it. But I'm just very skeptical because it seems like with the last couple Call of Duty games, they've been pushed almost as like changing the way Call of Duty works or like introducing new features. So I'm just very skeptical. maybe it'll be great. I'm not trying to go into it thinking it'll be bad, but I think that there's going to have to be a lot in the direct that would make me excited for it.
Now, I'm gonna squeeze this in towards the end only for the fact it can go many ways. And I'm gonna talk about hardware real quick. Do we get a console reveal? There was the rumors of the all-digital Xbox Series X, the all-white one, Xbox handheld, and now another rumor came out, hey, 2026, Call of Duty might be tied to a next-gen, more powerful Xbox. Do you think we get any hardware? And if we are, I'm putting my money on the haptic feedback controller. At least that's the one I want.
That's a good call out. We've been hearing about that for a long time, and ever since the PS5 came out, you know that Xbox has been wanting to get their own out there, just to put some haptic feedback markers on a game. Like, hey, the Xbox version supports this. Yeah, that's probably a good call out. I would also like to see an all digital Series X. If they show off a handheld Xbox, I would be amazed, but I don't think we would get it here. I think the next gen and the handheld are something that you hold off on until 2026 specifically. Like, unless the handheld is like set to come out very soon, you don't talk about it yet.
Now, real quick though, third-party announcements. Square Enix is going multi-platform. Do they appear here? Do they say, hey, Final Fantasy... I'm not a pro at Final Fantasy, but let's just say a 7 is one I've heard a lot about, and 14. Is that one even out, potentially?
That one's out now.
Okay, good. So I made the right call. I made the right call there. But yeah, Square Enix. Connor, do you think Square Enix comes to the Xbox showcase?
They definitely could. I can definitely see them porting over. Was 16? That was a PlayStation exclusive, right? So I can definitely see them putting that on the Series X along with maybe like a dual pack of the Final Fantasy VII remakes. And I know that they've remastered a lot of the older Final Fantasy games, specifically like the 16-bit ones. So they could bring those over as well. So yeah, it could definitely happen, and I think it'd be a welcome surprise.
Now, I can't believe I didn't think about putting this in my notes as we were talking. I'm thinking about this. I'm gonna ask both of you guys. Studio closures have been the thing lately. Whether it be at that IGN sit-down with Ryan McCaffrey or the showcase itself, does Phil Spencer address any of it at this showcase? I don't think so, but I'm putting it out there.
You don't do that at the showcase. If you're doing it at that IGN interview with Ryan McCaffrey, because that's going to be asked. There's not going to be a way for him to avoid it unless he completely skips out on the interview. That is one of the things I am looking forward to the most, because that is in front of an audience. I want to see, what is that reaction like? What does he have to say? That is definitely going to be the talk for the summer, I think, for Xbox.
I do not envy him. Connor, your thoughts on that?
Pretty much agree with everything John said.
It's the fact it's a live crowd where I'm like, how do you do that? Sarah Bond went out there and talked with Bloomberg, and I'm surprised they wheeled her out there at the time they did. But Phil Spencer hopefully explains a lot moving forward. Maybe they do a podcast or whatever. But as for showcase predictions, do we have any more in the pipeline from either of you guys?
Doom Year Zero.
Ooh.
That was included in the big Bethesda leak during the Activision trials. We don't know what it is. All we've got is the name Doom Year Zero, and it has been 4 years since Doom Eternal came out. I think it's time for a new Doom. My prediction for what it is a Final Fantasy VII-like remake of the original Doom, where you have a game that is, obviously, it's old, and it's like, it is what it is. It's a classic. It is, everyone loves it. You take that game and you reincorporate it with all of the mechanics that you made in the 2016 game and Eternal, and you make a new original Doom game.
That's good. I would sign up for that, no problem. Connor, you got any final predictions? You can say the craziest thing you got written down.
I really don't have anything. I mean, no, I mean maybe a Forza game. It seems like those come out every few years, so I don't know if they've announced another one recently. I think there was one in 2023. So
They've got
um,
the Forza Motorsport is a live service game, and like you said, it came out in 2023. They'll probably announce like some kind of expansion or update for it.
yeah,
All right.
but that's it.
I'm for it. Again, I'm just kind of hoping for that haptic feedback controller because my Elite controller just practically exploded. So I'm in the market, Xbox. Give me a haptic feedback controller. I'll buy it. I'll buy it, no problem. But yeah, there's a lot riding on this showcase for Xbox, and that's just putting it lightly. It's kind of weird, the situation they're in, where everyone, before all the bad stuff happened, everyone was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be the biggest showcase of all time for Xbox. This is their get back moment. And now we're just kind of sitting here like, okay, we're walking on eggshells a little bit. But on paper, the alleged lineup, it's insane. It's a good lineup. This is what they needed. And heading into the fall, they got Indiana Jones. They got Avowed, Flight Simulator for people who enjoy that game. The DLC for Starfield. It's getting big for Xbox. And now it's just up to them to deliver more and deliver consistently. I think that's the main thing coming out of this. But this is my favorite part of the episode where we pass it off to you guys, the audience. What are your predictions for the Xbox Showcase? Do you got any outrageous picks? Do any of our picks make sense? And what do you think about Call of Duty? That's a big thing lately. It's a little small indie game. But that about does it here for this episode of The Cutting Board. If you want to talk more games, links to the Discord channel are always down below. Go check us out. We're always talking. We're always streaming. We're doing the streaming bit now. Go check out our Twitch channel. We're streaming here on YouTube as well. Be sure to drop by, say what's up. We're doing a Minecraft server. That's pretty fun. And yeah, that about does it here. I've been Kalo, joined by Connor and John, and we'll see you guys next time. If you enjoyed today's video and want more content just like this, consider subscribing to Game Sandwich for all your news, rumors, and reviews. And we'll see you guys next time.